Then we go to the house manager of 2 decades, Juan Alessi, who was often paying the girls and cleaning up the vibrators as he testified and making the bed of the massage table and literally picking girls up from and chauffeuring them back and forth to Jeffrey Epstein's house. And, we sat down with him at his house and we went through the horrors that she went to, but he was like, "I never saw you naked." He would only give her breadcrumbs. He would acknowledge that she was a teenager in this house. He's like, "I'm so sorry, but I didn't know. I didn't know. I thought you would hate me because I didn't do anything." And I said to him, "Well, why would she hate you?" And he was like, "Because I thought the girls would think Juan knew and didn't do anything. I didn't know." And it's like, I was furious. And then we get in the car and she's just like, "That was really special." And I'm thinking to myself, how is that special? This is horrible. And this man is like, this is horrible. And she's like, "People are never going to tell you everything they saw. If you only get 10%, that's helpful." And I was just thinking to myself how all of these survivors have just settled for breadcrumbs this whole time. I mean, as we know, the Congress won't even subpoena them. Kat Patel didn't read the victim statements. Alex Acosta, when he crafted that sweetheart deal, didn't read the victim statements. They've never been a factor in this story at all. People have completely overlooked them and they just have settled for any sort of acknowledgement, any validation. She wrote in her book that the reason that she did it was for validation more than anything else. She's like, "I would have loved incontrovertible evidence, but I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that from these people." And, you know, for me, it was really hard to see her suffering. And I saw her body recoil at the sight of the Lolita Express that was parked at the Palm Beach airport. And she told me about the abuse, the brutal abuse she suffered from that prime minister that she writes about and how it happened in the air. And, I really felt that she was credible. We never used her as a single source in the podcast because, people have constantly tried to attack her credibility. But, so we used multiple sources and there's so much more than we could report. But she has lived through more horrors than are even in her book. And I think what is so important about the book too is that it shows the brutality of sexual sex trafficking and what she went through.